I do recall the plot.
All right. Hello, everyone. How are we? Good afternoon. Welcome.
Hello.
Are we feeling good today?
We are.
It's our
Nice
third.
and awake.
Yeah.
Everybody ready.
Stephan, we have an intro.
Oh, we do.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to
Zombies
to
to
Zombies to
Zoinks.
Zoinks.
the show where we
Wow.
talk about everything.
What a
from...
scrub.
I'm awful, and how terrible I am. Those are the two things we talk about. I'm
Yes.
Stephan.
Hi, I'm Daniel.
And I'm Trask.
What
are we talking about today?
Today is we've had a start. Listen, everyone's
We did have a start. Would you guys like to tell the story real quick about how
Sure.
today's
Sure.
starting? Okay.
Sure. So it starts with a message from Trask. And you message into the
Yeah,
chat.
I messaged our group, and
Yeah.
I said, hey, guys, what time are we thinking about today? What time do we want to record?
I'm like, 1 p.m. 1 p.m. sounds good. 1:30, around there.
That's around our usual time.
It's our normal time. And I had just been talking to Daniel, the night before about this. And
Yeah.
and so it made sense. And
And then what did I say?
you said sure. You said yes. You
Oh
said
no,
you
I meant after Trask message. What did I say?
Nothing. No, there was no reply. My
It was
dude.
radio silence.
Yep, complete. And I'm like, that's all right. He's busy or something.
Yeah.
I gave you a
We got
call
time.
around
Because I think
1.
I messaged everybody around, 9:30-ish?
Yeah.
Figured
Yeah.
we had some time.
And we literally
Yeah.
just talked about what time we all get up, and I was like, I usually get up between 8 and 9. Trask gets up at like 7 to 8.
I get up at like 11 to 12.
Yeah, so which is
I was
fine.
up. I was ready, and but Lordy, I was getting worried, so I called you. Nothing. Called you, and then you messaged
Stephan
and
and I
pop in,
start messaging
Yeah.
back and forth.
and then
Like,
there's
hey, have you heard from Daniel yet? No, I just tried to call him.
yeah.
And I'm also I'm usually really bad about like messaging people back unless it's when it's like confirming times and dates. So that's very out of the ordinary for me. Where was I, guys?
In the
Why
lev-
don't you tell us where you
Yeah.
were?
Yeah.
Why don't you tell us where you were, Daniel?
I was asleep. I did not get any sleep at all the night before, like zero. So like some people would be like, oh man, I got no sleep. I only got 2 or 3 hours. I literally could not fall asleep. I was up. I just either laid or sat or what have you. So I was running on 48 hours because I went to bed at midnight last night. So I was running on legitimate 48 hours of no sleep. And I had my alarm set for 9 and I had my phone on, and I woke up to my girlfriend saying hey, don't you have your podcast in 5 minutes? And I went, what?
That's a great way to. It's like waking up and realizing that your exam's about to start, and you're just like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
Exactly.
To be fair, I was woken up from a nap one time saying, you need to be on stage right now, because my music cue had gone off and I had fallen asleep.
Oh, that's
So,
pure.
Yikes.
A 5-minute warning is a lot better than you missed your cue 10 seconds ago.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. But Lord, yeah.
But-
Well, that's okay though, because we all made it. We made it within the time stretch we
Here
wanted
we
to,
are.
and we're doing
And
okay. But
The first thing Trask says to me is, "Rise and shine, sleeping beauty."
which is lovely.
Well,
But
here we
yeah.
are.
So we're all
What are we
here.
talking
I'm-
about today?
Oh, we're talking about.
Who's hosting?
I'm hosting today, which is why I so messed up, so royally, because it was the one thing I didn't. I'm prepping all my elements, and it's the thing that I forget that
To be
we
fair,
do.
Stephan is our tech guy. He's the one. He's our Freddy from iCarly.
Hi. Yeah, guy behind the
making
camera.
sure
I'm the-
everything is.
I'm putting together all the little live stream elements and stuff and the fun little doodads and bits. But don't worry,
Yeah.
next time hosting, I will have that intro solid. I, knock on the wood here.
Knock on it.
Knock on it.
We did almost no pre-show communication about this episode, to
Yeah.
be fair. A lot of times we've
That's
kind of
true.
texted back and forth and be like, okay, so this is how this is going to go, and I've got this stuff set up, and this time was just like, all right, what time are we starting?
I'm
Yeah.
gonna pull up the app real quick, just in case I see any. I want any comments and stuff too. I felt bad because it was just Stephan reading them. So
Oh no,
Oh, and
it's
we are
okay.
live. Like we sound okay.
Yeah. Hey, we can hear ourselves.
Great.
All
right.
So today's episode is going to be about the Mandalorian. I thought,
that's exciting.
yeah, I thought about doing Star Wars, but I felt like that was super general, and that we could do multiple episodes on Star Wars things if we want to pick
Completely
specific
agree.
elements. So the Mandalorian, yeah,
certain what's the trilogies? I feel like
exactly.
we should do
Do
certain
eras, trilogies. We
should
can
get
talk
their
about.
own. But the Mandalorian, oh, I'm so excited.
I know it's the most recent thing to me in my mind for Star Wars, and currently my favorite to kind of think about and discuss.
Listen, y'all, I have a lot of thoughts about Star Wars too. I could
I
go
know.
on that, but we're just gonna do Mandalorian.
We're just on track with Mandalorian.
We're
today.
trying to do
Yeah.
Mandalorian. I became very recently obsessed with the Baby Yoda animatronic that is going.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you've seen that right now. Not the
Wait,
the
no.
one
The
that's
guy who
being
like
sold
made
on
his
Amazon.
own.
Oh, okay. No, I haven't.
It's through Hasbro. They've created, and I like to do puppeteering and I like to create puppets and such, and so
Like
or
a
like
nerd.
repurpose things. I'm a nerd. So I saw it. I was like, I need to pre-order it now, and I'm like, ugh. So I just put it back on my mind again. So, but well, here we are.
I
And-
mean, even the puppet they made for the show is
Oh, yeah.
incredible engineering.
Oh yeah, and we will be talking a bit about that today as well. So let's bring it back to our regular routine. Thank you again though for
Yes.
those of you that were checking in on us for Behind the Zoinks. We had a lot of fun with you all.
Oh yeah.
If you
Yeah.
guys are curious and you don't know what that is, on Tuesdays we're gonna try and do.
if you want to hear
Tuesdays.
about Bigfoot breasts, go tune in.
Bigfoot breasts, if you missed
And-
that, you'll have to wait for that
and-
episode to post.
Anybody who tuned in for that, we did in fact find the documentary.
We did.
We found it. It actually is currently on Amazon Prime under a different name, which I have it written down. I don't recall it offhand. Oh yeah. But it's gone through many iterations over the years, and I guess the guy keeps republishing it with different names on different platforms. But I think the original name was called The Bigfoot Drummer, which is a segment I completely forgot about, but he like drums for Bigfoot. Oh, here it's called Bigfoot Monster and Mystery on Amazon Prime.
yeah.
But
definitely
yes,
check
we
that
did.
out.
We solved it.
We did. Mystery solved for Behind the Zoinks team. All right. So we're going to get into the start of this with our lovely session called, sorting session.
Great job.
Thanks. A-class intro.
Yes.
So this is going to be fun because I've got a bunch of characters pulled up here. Trask, I'm so happy that you just recently in one night binged the 8 episodes.
I did.
So you're going to be
for,
right on
for
the money.
second
with
time,
this.
right? You've already
Yes,
seen
for
it.
the second
yes.
time.
Second time,
I did
yeah.
not do that. I watched it one time and I loved it, but I
Yeah.
did not re-binge it.
Yeah. And I'm in the same boat. I watched them like week by week as they came out. So if you guys need like a brief description of certain people, I know that like names can be tricky a bit, but we're gonna start with the simple one here, the one on everyone's mind.
Baby
The-
Yoda.
Well, all right. Yes, yeah. If this
We'll
feels
get
like
there,
this
okay?
feels like
We'll
a
get
bit of
there.
it feels like a bit of like a Family Matters situation where it's like it's not called Urkel, but obviously Urkel is the reason why everybody watched that show. you know?
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
So, but the Mandalorian, where do we feel the Mandalorian sits as far as Hogwarts houses are concerned, if we had to sort him in?
Yeah. Trask, do you want to go first? I already have I'm already.
Okay. I'll go first. Yeah. I honestly, truthfully think that he's a Slytherin. He's very, he's ambitious, he's driven, and he's very goal oriented for the most part. That's kind of the Mandalorian way. Is they have their goals, they go out, they accomplish them, and a lot of time it's for I don't want to say selfish reasons, but it is to better oneself. It's to think, for lack of a better word, about themselves. Using their wit and kind of cunning aspects to get the job accomplished. I couldn't tell you how many times I watched that and just saw all the creative aspects that he used to accomplish a task. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Slytherin.
All right. Okay. I dig it. Daniel?
Yeah. So I was going to say one thing, which brings in an interesting dynamic to Hogwarts houses. So, Mandalorians, based off of their creed, their lifestyle, and how they're raised and conditioned, I believe the Mandalorian creed promotes Slytherin ideals, and people who are fundamentally that is part of their culture and their lifestyle. And again, not a bad thing whatsoever, but it's what is set in that culture. And I believe the Mandalorian, from what we have seen so far in the show, is a Slytherin. However, I think it brings an opportunity for us to that he might potentially not be a Slytherin, and he might be. I started seeing some Gryffindor elements.
Why,
And even some Ravenclaw. However, what we have seen so far is the Mandalorian. We have not seen who is under the helmet except for in that one episode. But spoilers.
Din Djarin. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah, this is all these episodes are always spoilerific, by the way, guys.
Yeah. So. Yeah. So
if we're talking about it and you haven't listened, it's too late.
Or if you don't care,
or if you haven't seen,
listen.
We're not going to talk about something that's come out a week ago. We're going to give it time. We're going to give everybody the 2-3 weeks courtesy period.
If you have Disney Plus, it's the reason why Mandalorian is the reason why you have Disney Plus. All right,
you're not wrong.
So so I believe that from what we have seen the Mandalorian do have Slytherin tendencies and ideals, but I think that it is because of the Mandalorian, the culture, and the creed, that is why we have seen those things. So we have not really... and what is kind of cool, so, all series and any good series is about extraordinary people doing extraordinary things. So why is this show about this person? It's not because he's a Mandalorian, but it's because of his story that is going on. So so what we have seen slowly throughout the series is how he is actually becoming less of a Mandalorian, like with, again, terms of creed and culture, because the Mandalorian culture goes back really far, and I don't have as much knowledge as Stephan about that, because I know the plot and the story of Clone Wars and Rebels, and I've kind of touched in on the history behind those kind of summaries, but I haven't really had an opportunity to sit down and binge both of those series as much as I'd like to. So my thing is, I think currently I cannot say what I think the character is, because I have not really seen who the human behind the armor is. I see.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've got a counterpoint.
Yeah, no, please.
I got a counterpoint here. So I loved both of your responses. You both took it in very fun directions, I think. Mm-hmm. I would argue that this entire time in the series, we've seen exactly who Din Djarin is, and I don't know if we're gonna I'm sure season 2 is gonna dive deeper into his true independence of what he wants to be in the future. But I think the choices that he's made and the kind of person he's shaped up to be pretty early on was set in kind of surrounding the child figure, this baby Yoda. For a couple of reasons, but for mainly ones that surround the child, I'm going to put the Mandalorian or Din Djarin in the category of Hufflepuff.
Okay, interesting.
And
I started thinking about that as well.
It's to me, it is his loyalty, it is his dedication, his stalwartness.
To be fair, I back to our other episode. We've been saying loyalty in Hufflepuff, but loyalty is actually a Gryffindor trait.
Really?
Brave, loyal, and true or whatever.
Wait. Okay. All right. Can we get a brief Hufflepuff real quick here?
Yeah. Hold on.
Yeah. You want a description?
Yeah, I'm just thinking.
Yeah, I had one.
There's a nurturing aspect to the Mandalorian that I'm finding a way to tie to Hufflepuff. Give it to me.
So the descriptions that I'm pulling up right now for the Hufflepuff, they are hardworking, determined, tenacious, loyal, honest, genuine, well-rounded, fair and just, open-minded, giving, good-hearted, accepting, compassionate, passionate, practical, patient, and dependable.
Yeah, and those to
Lot of
me,
adjectives.
almost every single one of those, it strikes so solid with Hufflepuff, with The Mandalorian. I think the thing he struggled with most was open-mindedness and
Especially when it came to droids.
exactly.
Oh, yeah.
That was
he was
his
so dead set
Well, it's because of
on
his
hating IG-11.
It's his backstory, you know,
Yeah.
with the Clone Wars.
Right.
Yeah,
and
so-
that was his
so-
thing to kind of overcome, I feel like. But as a result of choosing to care for and be loyal to this child, and
hold on. Sorry,
Yeah.
I was incorrect. I was completely incorrect. Trask just pulled up a picture. I just pulled up from the text of Harry Potter from Sorcerer's Stone. You might belong in Hufflepuff, where they are just and loyal. Those patient Hufflepuffs are true and unafraid of toil. So I was incorrect. I am sorry. I was completely incorrect. Loyalty is a Hufflepuff trait.
there we go. No, you're good. You're good, man. I was, yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
it comes
bring
to
that
this,
to your
Daniel.
point completely. Yeah.
Yeah, no, no.
I can
but-
admit when I was wrong.
No, you're good, man. You're good. I feel Hufflepuff on this one pretty strongly, and I think he's gonna remain so, just kind of becoming the truer form of it. Because I also, in a weird way, argue that a lot of Mandalorians showcase a lot of Hufflepuff traits. They're just
Interesting,
like
yeah.
they're the hard edge of the Hufflepuff. Like
Well-
they're so ingrained in their creed and to each other that even in the midst of like when. And this is a little lore flex here. Even when Mandalorians were prone to taking sides in global conflict or galactic conflict, and it's typically with Sith or Imperials, they're first and foremost to each other. And if they have to break anything in order to protect themselves and their people first, they will do so. And then that's
Yeah.
why we see that even though the Mandalorian is breaking hiding and, you know, taking the child and breaking the contract, all this kind of stuff, like they were with him 100%.
Well,
They were gonna
that
stand
was
by him.
something that
Yeah.
I was going to add was, doesn't this whole series take place because he did not stay loyal to the creed? He didn't just
Yeah.
finish the job and walk away. He went back for the kid.
And that is showing his true colors, not following the rules or the creed. So
That's
I'm getting more convinced. I think this is a good discussion. Yeah.
So I had a thought in the moment while this was going on.
yes, please.
Was Daniel specifically said, thinking about the Hogwarts houses. And I went, well, hold on a second. What if he's in a different house? What if he's in Ilvermorny?
Oh,
Oh.
What if he's what if he was categorized better in a different house from a different school?
Now, okay, so that
I don't want to get too far
Yeah.
down the rabbit hole with this, but when
Yeah.
you specifically said Hogwarts house, I'm like, oh,
Wait a
maybe there's a different
second.
house somewhere else that would be
Hold
better.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great idea. However, I believe that the houses in the school depend on, and this is getting into more Harry Potter lore. More depends on what the founders for the school wanted to pull out of their students, or like those are the traits that they're looking for. So it really depends on the school rather than, well, I guess then it's like, well, maybe he shouldn't be in Hogwarts, but I think it's like, well, the task has been like, what if they were a Hogwarts student, which house would they fall in?
Yeah.
And so, well, no, but it's great though, is that maybe the I want to say it's Livermorny, but it's not Ilvermorny.
Ilvermorny.
I
Yeah.
think so.
I
Yeah.
did not like Fantastic Beasts, so I did not go too far into
We'll
that.
have
Yeah.
words later.
Yeah, that's okay. The only Fantastic Beasts I like is the book that J.K. Rowling wrote. That is like literally the actual
and
book
then
of
rewrote
Fantastic-
when she made new details in the movies that she had to
Oh,
go
really?
back on her
Okay.
original canon. I have both versions of her book.
I have the original. I have the box set that has Fantastic Beasts and also Quidditch Through the Ages. And also,
Yeah.
where's my Quidditch Through the Ages book or movie?
You got to go. I want a game. They need another game coming out, like the old Quidditch games.
I mean,
Okay.
Quidditch World Cup is.
Let's get back.
fantastic.
Let's get back on track.
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Here's a really hard one. Here's a really super hard one. I don't even think we're gonna be able to do it, but can we sort the child? Is it possible to sort the child?
I'm going to say no. Well, okay, because the child, Baby Yoda's a baby.
True this.
Even though it's 50.
Older than all of us.
Yeah. I'll say though, but we can look. The one thing about children is that you can see their character, like putting aside inexperience and naivete. You can look at what their a child's true colors are because they're uninhibited by the world. So I want to say, my initial thought is like Ravenclaw because Yoda. But I think Hufflepuff as well, based off of like solely the action of when the child saves the Mandalorian from that giant rhinoceros.
Yes.
Thing.
The Mudhorn.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of other specific, like, so any little instance like that is what I.
Yeah, the child saved Mando from a lot of situations. Like he's just
It
used
did.
the Force a
However,
crapload of times.
I would like to counter with this that it has good intention, but it can sometimes be misguided. When Mando and Kara were arm wrestling, the baby started choking Kara out.
Oh yeah.
And yes, he was, the child was protecting Mando, but it was so confused as to what it needed to do. It was, I helped protect Mando.
Yeah.
But it didn't know the difference between, a friendly little game of arm wrestling versus, the giant Mudhorn that was attacking. Obviously, it could tell that the Mudhorn
and
was
I think that's where the naivety comes in. From him being a child.
Good intention, but sometimes misdirected.
Maybe it's a loyalty to a fault in a way where it's
loyalty, friendship. So that's really from what we have seen. I think that's another thing too is we have not seen these characters. I mean, how many episodes is it?
8.
Only 8
episodes. So that's
most of which were 30 minutes. I think the last one was an hour.
Yeah. So we've seen them in a lot of extraordinary situations, but it's still, I don't think we have, I think all of this is, there's guidelines where like Scooby-Doo, we have, 50 years of knowledge to base on those characters off of in different situations and everything. But with this, we have only seen these characters for 8 episodes in specific scenarios. We have never seen how the Mandalorian reacts when he's like cooking dinner, or something like that. So, but yeah, so that's where
they were roasting.
Yeah,
that thing by the campfire when they got attacked by the birds.
Yes,
fair point. Well, listen. Let me make it a little tougher for you now.
Here we go.
Give us
let's talk about someone we've seen even less of.
Oh yeah, is anyone timing also?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Of course, yeah. I'm watching
1:30,
that.
so.
We've only been talking for about 23 minutes, give or take. It's okay.
Give or take.
Yeah. 44
All right.
seconds.
What's next?
So the client, he was not given a name, but we know.
Oh, the director.
Yeah, Werner Herzog.
Yeah.
Playing the client here. Yeah, mysterious unnamed agent of the Imperial Remnant. What are we thinking about?
That's another thing. It's like, Slytherin. Well, so the way I see, so rather than the Empire doesn't have a creed like the Mandalorian, and like the Empire isn't a culture. So I would say a majority of people who are Slytherin probably gravitated towards the Empire. So I'm going to say from what I saw was Slytherin, based off again the little bit, just because of how it in it for him and for his cause. It was like he wasn't getting the child for the betterment of a group. He was getting it for the betterment of his group.
Right. All we get is him ordering Dr. Pershing to, like, as he puts it, he goes extracting the necessary material from him, and we don't know why or what that is.
Yeah.
And we've never got answered really, but that's
it probably was midichlorians.
Well, and I'm curious if they're gonna play that angle. And I'm like, what does the Empire or the remnants of the Empire need with a creature this powerful? With this, I don't know what they're planning to do with it, or extracting. Why not just take him as he is? But the other part I wanted to kind of counter with a bit is I would argue a bit that the Empire is a culture, but this is like thinking about or pulling from like comics and other
See,
material.
I wouldn't say they're a culture. I would say they're a cult.
Yeah,
They
the Sith are a
brainwash.
cult. The Sith are a
No,
cult.
I would say the Sith is a religion. I think it's an evil religion, but I would say the
Would you consider the Roman Empire a cult?
I wouldn't consider the Roman Empire a religion.
No.
Well, I guess the Holy Roman Empire.
I put them as I put the Roman Empire as a culture though, because the Empire to me, culturally speaking, has they have practices, they have holidays, they have settlements, they have laws, governing structure, and there were people that lived very peaceful, happy, long lives in the Empire, knowing next to nothing about what their government was doing to subjugate the galaxy. It's almost like living in Germany during the World Wars and not having a clue.
Yeah. That is a thing. There were people in Germany. There were people in like the Hitler Youth or the Nazis who, when they found out about the Nuremberg trials, they thought it was all fake. They thought that that is a thing. So that you make a good point. I stand corrected.
But I will agree though. A lot of Slytherins and Ravenclaws are very much attracted to the governmental structure of the Empire, and for that
inherently
for that reason, I think I would put the client as well. From what we've seen as Slytherin. What do you think, Trask?
Yeah, I would have to agree with that. I might lean a little bit more towards I would say I might lean a little bit more towards Ravenclaw, just with like the analytical, and
Well, I think hold on. Analytical is more. Well, it's definitely a Slytherin and Ravenclaw trait, but I don't see any like studiousness. Sorry, I cut you off. I'm sorry.
Well, some of the other characteristics are intelligent. Clearly, he has a plan set up for this, whatever it is. Although we may not get to see what it is. Inquisitive and curious, and he's always asking, stuff like, "Can you do this?" And he's not exactly trustworthy. They don't have, there was no puck. There was no kind of official. He's like, I need to be cautious about how I'm doing this, and he felt like a puppet master almost.
And I wish
was
you guys
controlling everything.
Yeah, I wish you guys had seen a bit of Rebels though to know Thrawn. Grand Admiral
I do know
Thrawn.
a little bit of Thrawn. I do just from my.
Vibes.
I agree. Actually, he does give off some Thrawn vibes.
We have got to do a
Thrawn
little push forward here.
vibrations.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
sure.
we're gonna do a little mini speed round for the rest of these characters if we can.
Okay, I like it.
Yep.
Yeah. So first up, Queel,
Which one is that?
our little Ugnaught friend. Our I have spoken.
I have spoken.
Yeah.
I have spoken. What do we feel about Queel?
I'll say Gryffindor. I think he was good-hearted. He was put in an unfortunate situation when he said that he had to, work. Was it for the Empire? He was forced
He was
to
a
work
slave.
for them, but So he earned his way out. He cleared his debt. He helped Mando. He was good-hearted right from the get-go, and he was. Yes, put in unfortunate situations beforehand, but I think that he always had a good heart and he always had a good drive to do what he felt was best. So I'll say Gryffindor.
I'll say Gryffindor or Ravenclaw.
I could
Ravenclaw
see
is
Ravenclaw.
what I'm leaning towards more of his, just his knowledgeable side. Fixing the ship and everything. Doesn't he helps him build the ship, right? After
the
he
Jawas
does.
take-
He does help
He
him.
helps with the repairs. Yeah.
Yeah, I see some of that.
I say
Yeah.
his creativity puts
Yeah.
him in Ravenclaw for me. For his ability to
Yeah.
create and to reprogram and to,
Yeah.
remold things.
His utilization in situations is kind of what is the best way I could say the why he. I would say Ravenclaw. You know, I'm not 100% dead set.
Well, here's an interesting one then. Let's jump to IG-11.
Okay, so
this is weird. All right, I got 2 for him and 2 because
This is the robot, right?
Yeah.
yes, I think he needs 2.
I think he needs 2 because you got 2 completely different characters out of him. You got the nurse droid, and then you got the hunter. Or, well, vice versa. Sorry, you started with the hunter, and then you got the nurse droid. So they were 2 completely different character aspects.
Yeah. Stephan, I want to hear you talk first before I go.
I think he straight up starts as I believe he starts as Ravenclaw. It's weird because he starts so emotionless, right? He's strictly there to complete a task. I say Ravenclaw because I think he assesses his environment and situation to the best of his ability, accumulating knowledge and facts, and then using those to make a determination about like the most logical course of action, if there is one. He doesn't really have self-gain or ambition. He's not trying to drive something for a higher purpose. He's there to do a function. Gryffindor doesn't make sense to me because he's not, you know, there's no protecting, there's no leadership, there's no heart to any of it. So it strictly is like the most clinical Ravenclaw, emotionless Ravenclaw you could be, versus turning straight into Hufflepuff, and going full nurturing, full loyalty, full protecting, full. It's almost like it's. And I say Hufflepuff, not Gryffindor, because it's the child that comes first. IG-11's doing nothing to lead people, and to be courageous. Well, it's hard because this is the way he ends.
Okay,
right?
here. So this is my.
Yeah.
You can't put him in a house. He's not alive. He's a robot. I don't think that a machine, though it can take in information and adapt, it's not a living thing. He doesn't have a soul. He has a character, and he's great. He's a great character, and he's fun to watch and everything, and he does grow and learn and change, and he affects the story. But I don't believe we can sort him because he's not alive, and it's all based on programming from someone else, not who he is as a person, as a thing. He's a machine. So I would say if you're going to sort him into a house, why not sort the room of requirement into a house? Why not sort, you know?
So my other thought with that, Stephan, is what would you sort his second characteristic for the end of the movie or for the end of the series as?
Oh, I was looking at Hufflepuff for when he became a nurse droid.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. I was curious to see if it would match how you sorted Queel.
Yeah,
because it was
That's
very
fair.
much a reflection of Queel in the end. So
That's
I was anxious
true.
to see if you were going to sort them into the same house.
fair point.
That's great. Yeah. Oh no, that's a
point.
good point.
Because he said that he reprogrammed, but he had to train him.
Right. He had to raise him
IG
in a
started
weird
out
way.
as a baby essentially.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was anxious to see if you were going to sort them. the
I'm
same.
sorry if I cut him off for that.
No,
Yeah.
you're fine.
No, you're good. I never really. I don't think I gave a true definitive for what I thought Queel was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So-
yeah, good point.
So that's my thing is that a machine or a tool it's going to be influenced by whoever is programmed, the person or whoever's created.
That's
so
a good point.
It can't inherently have a house. If I was going to like just willy-nilly, I'm not saying that you guys willy-nilly, you guys had great points. I would probably say do the same thing where, you know, well, I can't even see when he's a bounty hunter. I can't put it because he's just doing the job. But I would say probably Slytherin. Just I need to do the job. I need to do this thing as a bounty hunter droid, and then Hufflepuff when he gets reprogrammed.
Sure.
But yeah, so that's my thing. It's like is you know I wouldn't sort a wand into a house.
Well, hell no.
You know,
I'm gonna put a little bookmark here because this
sure.
this sparked my thought, and I really want to have a discussion sometime.
Okay, yeah, awesome.
Wait, maybe this
It's
should be a
fun.
behind the Zoinks discussion at some point. I
Sure,
would love to
sure.
do
Yeah. I like it.
artificial intelligence, a
Into
discussion,
Hogwarts, yeah.
or just on
And
artificial
baby
intelligence or just like artificial intelligence. Period. What we think of
Yeah.
what current technology exists and how we feel about how much it develops and such.
Yeah.
Okay,
Sure.
so here we go. Last two real quick, back to back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cara Dune and Moff Gideon.
As far as I'm concerned, Gideon will be Slytherin.
Yeah.
I think so.
he's-
I can
yeah.
see nothing else for him right now, especially
I'm just
since
picturing little
he
Gideon
was-
from Gravity Falls.
no,
He
Lil
was
Gideon.
he was not given any kind of a redeemable quality for me, which
Not yet,
typically is associated with a Slytherin. Although, as the story progresses throughout the books and the movies, we come to learn otherwise. But right out of the gate, the initial thought is, oh, we don't like this person, and tends to get sorted that way.
Uh-huh.
Kara, I would say is.
I was gonna
let me-
say
you go ahead. I need to look up that.
Hufflepuff.
Really?
She's the one who
Friendship and honesty.
the one he meets her in the village, and they're trying to like protect the village from the Empire coming in, right?
Yeah.
It's that episode. That's where I'm saying where she's I see her as very nurturing from that episode, and because she's comfortable being where she's from, that's where we see her more true colors. Not saying that she can't be analytical and strategic and cunning or anything like that, but I believe we see the more loyal side, like loyal to her people and where she's from, her roots.
I think I wanted to put her as Gryffindor because of her past, maybe as a former rebel shock
r-
trooper.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
She did lead. She was a soldier. She was a charge in and protect and fight and defend kind of person to me, and that always screams Gryffindor. That trying to kind of charge into
absolutely,
battle,
yeah.
courageousness. But then falling into mercenary life, yes,
Wait, no, please say that into the microphone.
Leroy Jenkins.
it's about right. That's about
Anyway,
right.
If you don't know what that is, you're
she
too
could
young.
She could be Gryffindor. She could be fallen Gryffindor into Hufflepuff, into
Hufflepuff, Jigglypuff,
No.
Sort of
Gryffindor,
intense-
Slytherin, Ravenclaw, and Jigglypuff.
Jigglypuff. I could see this. I love Giancarlo Esposito as an actor. But of course, like there's just something about him in every single role I've seen him play. He's always been a Slytherin, and not Moff, but Moff Gideon doesn't seem to be much different at the moment.
Little Gideon.
Yeah, little Gideon.
I can't do it
Beautiful.
flapjack voice.
I think we're ready to move on to fact check here.
Let's do it. So
This
excited.
is going to be
check.
super.
We need to make
exciting.
little sound bites
Yeah.
for.
Yeah, I would love to do that.
Does
So,
anybody have a sampler pad?
so what?
start programming
what
some?
we did five. We did five, right? How many did you?
Yeah,
do?
we
Yeah.
usually do 5,
We do 5. Okay, cool.
unless I mess up and
And
only
give
can
him
use 4.
the one.
And I convince you that
give
you're
an
wrong.
opinion. Yeah.
no,
change my
you're just fine. We'll do this one. I like this one. This one was just interesting. It was news to me.
Oh wait, sorry. Before we start, so you know how you guys were getting ads for Teen Titans after we did Teen Titans?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so I checked all of my ad preference stuff. I have turned off, so I have not gotten any of those.
Okay.
So maybe you want to do that.
Yeah.
Maybe.
They're listening. IG-11's listening.
Yeah,
Exactly.
my guy
Always
keeps
checking
giving
in.
me all the-
So this is going to be interesting. I feel like some of these facts were news to me, and so I try to pick ones that were like, oh, that was like I didn't know that, and that kind of because I'm not playing. But here we go. In no particular order, we're gonna start with the first one here. So the first potential fact is, while on set for The Mandalorian, there was an open police investigation after someone stole important items from the set.
This is too specific for it to be fake.
I feel like this is absolutely true. People are unbelievably loyal and love Star Wars. So if somebody was on set and they wanted to try and take something, I do not put that above.
Yeah.
I think that's
it's
absolutely
one
true.
thing.
Yeah.
It's one thing for Chris Hemsworth to take. I was gonna say steal, to take 5 Thor hammers out of the 40 that they probably have across all the movies after the shoot has wrapped. But I think it's another thing is like this probably wasn't a main player in the production.
Yeah.
It was probably a PA after they thought maybe something was done and they're like, I'm going to make a little extra money.
Well, he's saying during production, which to me
Yeah.
sounds like
Okay,
an
yeah.
extra was on set and tried to pocket something from the bar while
Yeah,
they
yeah.
were filming a scene and, tallying afterwards, realizing that stuff has gone missing.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
going to
It's
say
just
true. So
A police investigation, yeah. Okay. All right, I got you.
I can believe it.
All right. Let's move on to the next one then.
Well, wait, hold on. You said you didn't say props. You said
I
What
said
did you
something
say?
I said something important was stolen from
that
the set.
that could have been camera equipment too.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
saying that anything.
So I was just thinking.
I was giving prop as an example.
Yeah, no, totally. Well, because I was thinking like Star Wars merch, like, but not like equipment. How much a Red Epic? I don't know what they shot it on. I think they shot it on a Red Dragon, like an 8K Red Dragon. That's like body alone $200,000. So, if it was something like that, yeah. Anyway, next one.
Moving on.
Yeah. Okay, so speaking of technology, I like this little segue. Speaking of technology, we know how The Mandalorian was filmed, correct? That's
Yes.
no surprise. Because
With the like giant screen.
I was almost thinking of making that a fun fact, but I feel like that's pretty common knowledge now. But this, we don't know. We'll see what this does to you guys. Here's the second one. The animators behind the show used the common Unreal Engine to render all the digital backgrounds.
Huh.
I don't know enough about the Unreal Engine, so I
It's
can't really.
it's what most video games like are made on, or like most like yeah, I would say like PC or like Sony games.
Epic Games developed the Unreal
Okay.
Engine. Like they made
Unreal
Tournament,
Engine
Fortnite.
has been around for a long time too. Like
It's
actually,
been a long
that old Harry Potter game I was talking about, that was made on the Unreal Engine 2.
Yes.
So I'm going to say you're saying just the backgrounds?
Yeah, the
I
digital
believe
backgrounds for the
I
Mandalorian.
believe
were made in the Unreal
I-
Engine.
in my knowledge of, or like digging up information about behind the scenes, I'm going to say it's true because I want to say I actually heard this, because the backgrounds are mostly blurred out, and it would be able for them to render very quickly because of how, yeah, I'm going to say, because normally with like CGI, it's you have to render something for like 2 weeks. And all of this was done instantaneous of like, oh, we need this set now. Okay, pop this in. Or we need to create this thing. We need to add something. I'm going to say it's true. Yeah. I'm going to say it's true. Yes.
Okay. What do you think, Trask?
Just based on the brief knowledge that I got in the past 2 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and say true.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do this one here. Let's do another one here. All right. So the Baby Yoda, beautiful Baby Yoda puppet.
Baby Yoda.
I love that song.
Yoda.
All right. So the Baby Yoda used for these adorable close-ups costs $5 million.
No.
Mm,
No. What's the budget for the show?
Yeah.
What's the budget per
I mean,
episode?
I know
I
that Star
have-
Wars will
that's-
put
I
out
have
money,
that,
but
but
I
that's
don't.
another-
I don't think a $5 million puppet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go false on that one.
It's probably very expensive. It's not $5 million.
So now that we've both said
False.
false, that one's gonna be true. So let's see what happens. Yeah.
All right.
Hold on.
All right.
I'm gonna
You
look
guys-
at. I'm not gonna look this up. Can I look up budget?
You may not look up budget because I believe
Okay.
this is going to be one of the questions here.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Next fun fact. Okay. Here we go. We'll do this one then. The baby Yoda puppet itself takes 5 technicians to operate simultaneously.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. I've seen a lot less require a lot more. So I would
Yeah.
be willing to say that's true.
Yeah, I'm going to say true, immediately true
Yeah.
as well. I was like, just for, I mean, Jabba the Hutt had like 7 people. I mean, granted, that's bigger, but yeah, I'm going to say true.
Okay. All right.
Like eyes, mouth, ears, hands, feet.
Yeah.
I mean, it probably varies on shot as well. But yeah.
If they did it as a
Final
puppet
answer.
rather than a computer programmed puppet,
Not like
I'd be willing
a
to see
tennis
that.
ball on a stick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little different.
I am okay. So for the final one here, I'm kind of torn between two different ones to do.
Choose your favorite and then just like throw out the other one after we're done.
We'll throw the other one after we're done then. Okay, well, this one's my favorite, but I think you guys will probably know this one. But I think you could use an easy one after everything.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
So the client, or otherwise known as Werner Herzog, as the actor,
Yes.
The actor.
Werner Herzog was quoted calling the production team cowards for not committing to using the puppet all the way.
Huh. See, that's different. I could see him saying that. He's a director too, isn't he? Or is he just an actor?
He's a director.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say that's
I just
true.
like I want to like
Yeah.
with his accent and everything, like just be like,
You
all
cowards are not using the puppet the entire time of the filming.
yeah,
What
like-
cowards are you? Yeah, I could totally see that.
or like because the Baby Yoda is enhanced digitally, right? I mean, obviously to remove like
there
a
are
puppeteer,
definite
yeah.
times that you can see different quality, and
Uh-huh.
I think keeping something more consistent would have benefited. So I can understand why somebody who is both an actor and a director, being strongly opinionated about using multiple sources for their image. So
Yeah.
I'll say true on that one.
Okay.
Same.
All right. Beautiful. Beautiful.
All
Okay.
right,
so
here we
we're
go.
we're going back through these again now, one by one. Oh shoot. What was our first one here? Hold on.
Thievery.
Oh, that's right. Was this the theft?
The burglaring.
Yeah.
Yes. So what are we settling on here on this one,
An
right?
active
True.
police investigation.
Active
I'm
police
gonna
investigation?
I'm
Yes.
gonna say true.
Okay. This is indeed true. The police did begin an investigation into grand theft on the set of The Mandalorian after someone stole reported items from the set, though we were not told what was stolen, but the case is still currently under investigation.
Wow.
Interesting.
It's not been
Okay.
revealed what was stolen, but there is
Cool.
an active case still on set.
Something
Nice.
notable. Like it has to. Yeah. I mean, my initial thought is Star Wars merch. Like, can you imagine it on eBay? Like official Mandalorian prop. You know.
Oh,
Used on
yeah.
set. Yeah. Oh,
for
absolutely.
sure. Second one was about technology, right?
Yes.
Yes, the
Unreal
Unreal
Engine.
Engine.
True.
What are our final thoughts on this?
True.
I'm gonna follow the technology experts and say true.
I'm just gonna say true because I'm gonna say
I don't- yeah.
I think I heard this at one point because and it's so universally used and it's so good. So
All right. So animators actually used the Unreal Engine. You were correct.
Yeah.
They used the Unreal Engine to render
like
all
you're already- I
digital
was like, was
backgrounds
I wrong?
in The Mandalorian. No. Epic Games developed the engine for video games. However, the Unreal Engine is used in real time to render the digital backgrounds. They're able to adjust the lighting as they need to and manipulate the set, and it can happen all in real time, and it's absolutely
That's
nuts to
impressive.
watch them film
Yeah.
it. Now the third one was the close-ups of Baby Yoda. Correct, costing
No,
a
five-
This was
9 million.
this was about the
$5 million puppet.
$5 million puppet.
the close-ups of the close-up Baby Yoda costs
yeah.
a $5 million. What do we feel about this? Baby
False.
Yoda costing
We both
$5
said
million.
false.
Okay.
But because we
This-
both said false, it's going to be true.
Well,
I'm sticking with false, but
this is true. Actually,
What?
wow.
Baby Yoda costs
Whoa.
a gorgeous, beautiful, whopping $5 million. Why? Why is that, you say? Well, this is one of the
Yeah.
facts I wanted to use, but I didn't at the end. Instead,
Okay.
the
Yeah.
official announcement from Bob Iger, at the time CEO Bob Iger, the Mandalorian's production budget was $100 million to make, which is roughly $13 million per episode, making
Yeah.
it one of the most expensive shows of all time.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's only for the close-up puppet, by the way. Only the one
Okay.
using close-ups costs $5 million, with all of his intricate details and incredible amounts of servos and such to produce his full range of reactions.
Uh-huh. Wow.
yeah.
I guess I wasn't thinking of the. I mean, it does need to have mechanics on the inside, and I wasn't thinking of that one. I guess I was thinking more like human operated puppet, but if it's a mechanical puppet, yeah, okay.
So
I was wrong.
so we have our last two then. The second to last one was it takes 5 technicians total to operate Baby Yoda simultaneously.
Which version of Baby? So now I'm going to say that this is the false one because there's probably more are we going to count like someone operating mechanics or like mechanized programming
yeah.
as a puppeteer?
No, this is simply just them live puppeteering.
I'm
This
going
is
to say
operating
false.
the different elements of Baby Yoda.
I'm going to say that
simultaneously.
they did that for Yoda on the set of Empire Strikes Back. I don't think that it was 5 people then for Mandalorian. I think
Okay.
there's probably
Trask?
more mechanized units in it.
Your thoughts,
Well,
Trask?
it's coming down to that versus calling production
Versus
a coward.
Werner
Oh, yeah.
Herzog calling the production crew cowards for not
and
using
we've
the
kind
the
of already
puppet.
established that there's a close-up puppet and there's a secondary puppet. So I think that's totally within the realm of that also being true, which would lead me to
Yeah.
believe that 5 people would be a little too much and that this would need to be the false one. But I don't know.
I
I can totally see how there would be 5 people needed to operate this. So, like you said,
I
there's,
think
if
because-
one person is doing, the eyes and the mouth, and then another person's moving ears, and not that one person can't operate both of those at the same time, but it's I don't know.
Yeah, well, I'm also thinking though if some are programmed beforehand.
Yeah.
All right, let's just hear. We got.
Yeah.
Yeah,
8
we gotta
minutes.
We're
close it
running
up.
out of-
We gotta close it up. So what are
Yeah,
we thinking
right.
here? What's our final verdict
I'm gonna say false.
All right, I'll say true for this one then.
for the puppeteers?
For the puppeteers, yeah.
Okay, and what's your verdict on Werner Herzog? You
I'm gonna
both
say
agree
he
true?
did say that. Yeah. Or no,
Uh,
then Trask, do you say it's false?
I would say that because the other thing is, yes, he may have one perspective on it, but it was a character that almost never interacted with him
That's
or
true.
did not interact with him the entire time. So
Yeah, he would have never been on set for that.
yeah.
I'm still gonna say that's true.
So I'll say Warner's is false, and
Okay.
that Puppets is true.
Okay. The winner of today's fact check is a Daniel McCook.
Oh, okay.
Daniel, you were
Yeah.
correct. It only takes 2 technicians
Okay.
to operate
Okay.
Baby Yoda. They
Yeah.
split their jobs up simultaneously. One person controls eyes and mouth. The other person controls ears and other facial expressions. And that's
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
Werner Herzog did indeed call
Yep.
the production crew cowards after he watched them create 2 takes, one with the puppet Baby Yoda and one without, just in case they wanted to go CGI the full way. He called them cowards and told them to leave it,
Good.
leave the puppet. And
He
they
should.
ended up
Yes.
listening.
Good.
Yeah. Well, that
Yeah.
concludes
I kind of had a
fact
hunch on
check.
it, so
Good job.
All
I
right,
guess
last five,
Daniel.
Yeah,
I guess Daniel, you're going to do the hosting for the next one. For the
Makes sense.
last 5
Yeah.
minutes, let's do just a little discussion, a little mini discussion
Little
about
trailer chat.
trailer chat.
Trailer talk. Trailer. I don't remember what we called it.
Trailer chat.
trailer chat. Yeah.
Well, talking Rebels and just extraneous. I think Rebels is the most interesting, right? Or not just Rebels. Sorry, excuse me. Clone Wars.
Clone Wars.
Clone Wars, and also discussing season 2 of Mandalorian maybe a bit because we have an
Yeah, well,
Ahsoka
'cause-
announcement.
Yes. Yeah. Who was the actor again? Who's Ahsoka?
Rosario Dawson.
Yeah.
Dawson. Okay. And you were
Yeah.
saying from Men in Black 2. That's where my eye I was like,
I looked it up. She was in 7 Pounds. That's what I recognized.
7
Okay.
pounds.
the
She
main
was
girl in
in
7 Pounds, yeah.
Daredevil as well.
I haven't seen that.
It's so good.
Okay, so I just want to put one thing out there because it's really one of the only things I can kind of contribute if we're going to be talking about Clone Wars and stuff like that.
No, go for it.
The lightsaber at the end,
Darksaber.
The Darksaber.
The
I
Darksaber.
Spoilers.
hated it.
You hated
I
it.
hate it.
Hated it.
Oh.
I did not like that it was sharp. It looked like a katana. I feel like that was the worst CGI'd part of the entire series. I hate it. I knew he was going to
Okay.
have a lightsaber. I was totally fine with that, but I did not like the look of it.
Interesting.
What
in
do
the
you
slightest.
know of the
And I
Darksaber?
hate-
Yeah.
I
Do you-
don't. I don't.
Do you
know a
like it at
whole
all
lot.
in the series in Clone Wars or in Rebels? Do you like the Darksaber at all?
Well, that's the thing is I don't have any perspective of it. So thinking just Mandalorian wise, I hated that was the last shot of the series.
I thought I
It-
literally
it was such
I
a
went,
buzzkill for me.
Oh my gosh! Like I yelled as soon as I saw that. Like,
Oh yeah, I flipped
And
out
like
too.
I said, I knew he was going to have a lightsaber. I knew it was going to be a thing, but it visually was
Well,
one of the least appealing things.
the
of the entire
Darksaber's
series
been
for me.
missing, right?
Well,
Stephan?
and it has and it hasn't. We know where it ends up. Sabine was the last person to pass it on. Sabine Wren passed on the Darksaber after she helped re-secure her people's place on Mandalore and kind of like rebolster
Yeah.
her culture. I forgot the name of who she gave the Darksaber to. All you super fans out there can look this up or
Yeah.
already may know, but it is on Mandalore. That's the thing. Like it's with its people. So from the time of Rebels to the Mandalorian, which takes place 5 years after Return of the Jedi, in between in this Galactic Civil War time period when Moff Gideon is at his peak of power, he did something terrible to these people, which is like loosely alluded to in the show. This kind of purge killing that took place that he was a part of, and most likely bested the leader in combat and took the blade by force.
Yeah,
So
that-
to me, the implications of having the Darksaber are what made me freak out, not necessarily the Darksaber itself,
and
but just
I will
like
say,
what's the history there?
design-wise, like it's supposed to look not like a lightsaber. It's supposed to appear more primitive, and it's also like the black and everything. It's supposed to be like complete absence of anything, and that's like how it looks in other iterations.
Yeah, and I'm okay with that. I just feel like it didn't live up to an expectation of what I envisioned a weapon of that time period to look like.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's primitive. For me personally, I felt the animation style of it also looked primitive. It
Okay.
didn't have that kind of high quality technological look to it like I would have, because even the blasters, the shots that they were shooting out of that, I thought that all looked fantastic, and I felt like this was like somebody took the green screen part of it and they just went, oh, I forgot to add something in it, and they just kind of drew a black line in paint
fair.
and then added some white around it.
Yeah,
And-
that's totally fair, especially someone who like not being familiar with it.
right.
Yeah. So that's a really, really cool perspective.
It may
No,
and it
that's-
may
that's
be
cool.
that it's hard for it to transfer to live action.
Yeah.
Some things
I'm
I
curious.
want to say.
Good job, Daniel. I was gonna pull up I wanted to see just for myself a comparison. From
Sure,
animation
I would go
to-
for it. We know that in Clone Wars, it was originally wielded by Pre Vizsla, Death Watch's Pre Vizsla, and then later on, at the end of Clone Wars and into Rebels, the wielder of the Darksaber was Darth Maul,
Yeah.
and Darth Maul had it for a while. I
Which I
think
think
he
is the
even
coolest.
beheaded someone with it in the show, if I remember right.
I believe you're right.
It was pretty.
Okay, so I pulled up a
intense.
picture. I pulled up a picture of the Darksaber, and I already liked that tremendously more than what I saw in the live action in Mandalorian.
Oh, is it like
Gotcha.
that or?
Oh yeah,
send
Sabine
the-
igniting the dark
sending
saber
the
for the
picture of
first
it.
time. So
Oh,
yeah.
I would
Or
recommend
even
watching the complete history of the dark saber on YouTube under Star Wars
Yeah.
Explained. It's a good source. It's a fun video. Little fun fact here at the end that I almost threw into the fact check was the original idea at the end was giving Moff Gideon a vibroblade instead of the dark saber. He was going to it was going to be a Mandalorian themed weapon.
Okay.
Like a Mandalorian etched hilt or something like that, and he was going to shove it through the hull because the blade was supposed to be made of Beskar, like a vibroblade made of Beskar,
right.
which would
Okay.
explain why it was so strong. They ended up scrapping that, and Favreau, I believe it was Favreau, that said we should tie in the extraneous material or the other shows and pull the world together, and went with the Darksaber. And I don't
So-
know if Giancarlo knew that was going to happen when they were filming.
Interesting.
I'm not
pretty
sure
cool.
if that's, but I know that the original concept was going to be a vibroblade instead of the Darksaber reveal.
I
So-
don't think that's terrible.
So, one thing that I'm seeing is the ratio of color is
Uh-huh.
much different in Mandalorian versus Clone Wars,
Clone- yeah.
because in Clone Wars, it's what to me looks about 80% black in the center and then a little trim of white around it, and I feel like that looks a lot better than
Yeah.
3 equal portions of white, black, white, which is what it looked like in Mandalorian.
Gotcha.
Is
Yeah,
it
you know,
just-
I can see that.
it looked
yeah.
too bright around the outside, and I think if it just had a little bit of a white glow around it, I would have been a little more visually appealed to it.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
I can see that.
Yeah, so I guess
and maybe
originally I
season
thought
2.
you were talking about just the design of it, and I was like, I think it's kind of cool. But I see if you're talking about the compositing,
Yeah.
I can agree with that.
I think
can,
it's
yeah.
I think it's
Well,
an
it's like-
animation to live transfer that kind of faltered a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, well, in I talked about this with the Pokemon movie, Detective Pikachu, where I liked it as a movie, but I just think all of the CGI just needed the brightness just needs to be pulled down by like 15%. Like it just it was too saturated and colorful
That's fair.
compared
maybe-
to the world.
Maybe in season 2, maybe they'll see it, give it a little fix up,
Trim it
maybe
up a little
they'll-
bit, yeah.
Maybe Lucasfilm will listen to our podcast and be like, you know what?
Special edition.
You know what,
Mandalorian
guys?
special edition. All of it's CGI.
Yeah, like, you know what, guys,
Let's
you're
not do
right.
that.
We need to pull it back. But thank you so much, everyone, for listening. Though we are at the end of our show, and we really appreciate all the support you've been giving. You can follow us. You can follow us on Instagram. We're gonna have some Facebooks up soon. We're on Spotify. We're on iTunes. This will post tomorrow evening at 6. And we try to do some live streams here for Behind the Zoinks on Tuesdays. And
Yeah.
if we can do Thursdays, we'll do Thursdays. If not, Saturdays seem to be our good fallback
Our
for
second one, yeah.
Zombies to Zoinks. But yeah, we love having you all here, and we will see you next time. This has been Zombies
Thank
to
you so
Zoinks.
much.
If you'd
I'm
like to
Stephan.
submit,
Oh wait,
sorry,
okay.
if I can just plug one more
Oh,
thing.
yeah,
if
please
you'd like
go.
to
Plug
submit a
that.
topic, if you'd like to submit
Oh,
a
do
topic
it.
for us to potentially talk about, feel free to email us
At
zombies2zoinks@gmail.com.
Yeah.
You can also send us a message on Instagram, anything like that. And thanks for tuning in.
We'll see you
Absolutely.
next week.
Bye bye, everyone.
I'm the Chris, I do in the job. It makes me feel like I'm ruling the